Professor Neil Gibson, the Director of the Northern Ireland Centre for Economic Policy.
You're here at Coleraine this evening to deliver the annual Provost lecture. Can you share with us some of the messages that you'll be delivering to your audience this evening?
Well, I think we've a twofold message. The first and most important thing we want to say is that there is a very significant economic problem, and we'll be saying a little bit about what the scale of that problem is, the nature of it, trying to get across to the business community just how challenging the economic conditions are. But then our second message is one of collaboration. How do we in the academic community work with business leaders, work with politicians to come up with a new economic language and ultimately a new set of policies that will really bring some economic difference? For too long we've had different voices, either the academic community, the business community or the political community, and none of them think the other ones are doing what they should. And this lecture is really about thinking, how do we get into a new place, into a new conversation that says, how big is the problem, what policies might work, and how do we get them into legislation, which has been one of the great problems for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, it's an exciting new venture for the university, and obviously you have extensive contacts within the business and economics world. How has the project been received by the people you've been talking to?
Thus far, it's been received very well. I think there's a wide recognition. There has been a gap for some time now in this sort of, what I like to characterise as almost doing R&D in the economic policy space. So trying new thinking, trying new ideas, not responding to today's crisis, tomorrow's crisis, but actually looking at the longer term, the big picture challenges. And certainly the business community and the political community have been very supportive of the university's initiative to try and take the problem seriously and not just say how bad it is, but what do we do? Where do we go from here?
So you're very keen to avoid short-termism. So what do you see as the major long-term challenges facing the local economy?
There are a number of long-term challenges. The first one is a very basic one around economic literacy. We don't have a population that fully understands the scale of the problem, the nature of the problem, why the economy is performing the way that it is. So we've got a period of education to go through to try and broker a new language that people do understand so that we can realise just how dependent we are on the British taxpayer for our standard of living. Now that leaves us in a very vulnerable place. So understanding how weak the economy is, getting across that it's our responsibility to fix that. We as academics, the business community, the population at large have a responsibility to try and grow this economy. And that really links us into our second long-term problem, which is the region simply isn't creating enough jobs. Our young people are the ones really suffering in this recession, and now within this university environment, seeing the children that we're educating, we have a responsibility to them to try and make sure that there is demand for them as they leave the university system. So that sort of responsibility of job creation is something I think we really need to get across.
It's a tough message, but one that the business community needs to hear. Thank you very much.
Thank you.